be better than him that night. 36 minutes, I gotta be better than him.
I got my tool bag and I went to work.
Tough for Tank. I feel like Lamont is going to show us who Lamont is.
Davis reacts confidently to Lamont Roach's new training footage. He is not worried about his opponent's preparation. Many people believe Davis will get another knockout win, but Davis himself is not too concerned about how the fight will end, whether it goes to rounds or finishes early. His main focus is to put on a great show for the fans and make sure everyone, whether at the venue or watching at home, enjoys the fight. Davis knows that knockouts are exciting and help a fighter become more famous. But for him, the most important thing is to show his skills inside the ring. If a knockout happens, it's a bonus. His main goal is to control the fight, dominate his opponent, and prove once again why he is seen as one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing.
I don't really know about the rounds. Like me, I just want to put on a great show. You know what I mean? Once I put on a great performance, I feel like I'm good. I don't care about if I get the knockout or not. But if I get the knockout, it's lit. I'm just here to put on a great show. Make sure it's a great event. Come March the 1st, make sure everybody in the building is satisfied.
Of the biggest misunderstandings about Davis, according to him, is that people only see him as a power puncher. Even though his knockout record is strong, he believes his overall boxing skills are not given enough credit. Davis explains that his footwork, hand speed, and especially his punch placement are major reasons for his success. Many opponents, wrongly, think that just his power wins him fights, but in reality it's his precision and ability to land clean and accurate punches that make him so dangerous. Davis understands that boxing is a game of making adjustments. He knows that for 36 minutes, he just needs to be better than Roach. He trusts his training and his ability to adapt during the fight. Davis also encourages fans to watch on fight night to see his full skill set in action. Whether the fight ends with a knockout or a dominant points win, Davis is determined to make a strong statement.
I think everything is underrated. I don't think people really believe I have good skills. I think they believe I have power. But I would say my footwork. Yeah, I got pretty decent footwork. My hand speed too. No, my placement of my punching. That's what people sleep on. They think it's just power, but it's accuracy. For real. What it's gonna take, just be better than him that night. 36 minutes, I gotta be better than him. Only 36 minutes. Watch my fight against Lamont Roach on pbv.com.
Lamont Roach's journey to face Gervonta Tank Davis has been built on resilience, hard work, and redemption. His story is marked by setbacks that only made him stronger and prepared him for the biggest fight of his career. At one point, Roach suffered a tough loss that left him mentally and emotionally exhausted. It was a key moment in his life, a true test of his spirit as a fighter. Walking back to the locker room after that defeat, he felt heavy with disappointment. However, his team reminded him that losses do not define a fighter's career. It's how they respond that matters. Instead of letting the loss break him, Roach used it as motivation to come back stronger.
Now, you know what I'm saying? We feel as a team, and it ain't going to define us or stop our journey. You know what I'm saying? We will get back here, and next time we will win it. After I got up off my ass and was like, all right, this ain't where you supposed to be. Let's go show them. Let's go show them where you supposed to be at. I got my tool bag and I went to work. It wasn't a loss, it was a lesson. It was a big lesson that we learned and took from it and made him a much better fighter.
Determined to prove that he belonged among the best, Roach spent years training hard without giving up. He did not see his loss as a failure, but as a lesson that helped him become a better boxer. After 4 years of hard work, Roach earned another shot at a world title, this time against Hector Luis Garcia. Once again, he was seen as the underdog, and many people doubted he could win. But Roach proved them wrong by winning the WBA junior lightweight title. It was one of the proudest moments of his life. The feeling of redemption was powerful. He had given everything he had, and finally, he reached the top. Now, as he gets ready to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, Roach is fully embracing the challenge. He respects Tank's power, speed, and agility, but refuses to be scared. Roach believes he has those same skills and is ready to show it inside the ring. Roach is completely focused and prepared to shock the world on March 1st by beating one of the most feared fighters in boxing.
Tank is a tremendous fighter. Tank has tremendous power. Tank has tremendous speed, agility, whatever the case may be. But little do everyone knows that I do too.
Let him keep talking. Just let him keep talking, man. We working. World champion for a reason.
They gonna see. I don't give a fuck about what y'all gotta say. That's why I'm here, right here, in this position right now. That's why I'm going to be on top of the boxing world. That's why I'm gonna spoil whatever y'all think gonna happen March 1st.
Trainer Greg Hackett has warned Gervonta Tank Davis ahead of his fight with Lamont Roach, saying this won't be an easy matchup. Even though Davis is the clear favorite, Hackett believes Roach has the skills to make the fight competitive, especially during the early and middle rounds. Hackett predicts that Roach will give Tank trouble, particularly in the first half of the fight. He expects Roach to fight smart, using his tight defense to avoid Tank's powerful knockout punches. Unlike some of Tank's past opponents, Roach might be willing to exchange punches up close while still staying defensive. This could create chances for Roach to land quick hooks or uppercuts when Tank tries to throw big shots.
Lamont's still going to be tough. Tough for Tank. I feel like Lamont is going to show us who Lamont is, but it's going to unfold later in the fight, like around between 8 to 10. And I think Lamont get hurt to the body, and then Tank finish up top and stop him like in the 10th round. I think that because I think Lamont is crazy enough to trade with Tank. I think he's smart enough to be in there with him, and his style is more, more suited for a Tank because it's a tight style. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. I got to stand up. Tank, if you watch Tank, right? Tank make them little short movements and make a little explosive move where he might pull something, right, for a quick.
Hackett believes the fight will start with both fighters having success, possibly going back and forth during the first 6 rounds. However, as the fight moves into the later rounds, Hackett thinks Tank's power and experience will start to take over. He predicts that Tank will hurt Roach with body shots around the 8th or 9th round, setting up a stoppage in the 10th round. One important point Hackett mentions is the pressure of the moment. Roach has fought in big fights before, but facing a superstar like Tank under the brightest lights is a different challenge. While Roach might handle the pressure well at first, the non-stop style of a fight against Tank could wear him down as the rounds continue. In the end, Hackett respects Roach's skills, but believes Tank's power, experience, and ability to adapt will lead him to victory. Still, he warns that Tank must be careful early on because Roach has the skills to cause problems before Davis takes full control.
I'm a big shot. This I'm talking about the knockout punches. Lamont's style is here. It's a tighter style. When Tank go to open up, I think Lamont can land little hooks, little right uppercuts, little shit like that. That'll make it a good fight. So, with that being said, Tank gonna have to be careful. But I think it's gonna make Tank smarter because he got to go in there and use the skills. I see them going back and forth for about 6 rounds. And then, you know what I mean, I think Tank could start taking over a little bit. But then hurt him, like I said, with a body shot in the 8th, 9th, stop him in the 10th. I just think it'll go that way. I have no disrespect to Lamont. I like Lamont. But I just think the moment, I think the pressure, I think all of that on top, man, is just, it's going to be a little bit too much. Not too much like he can't handle it, but we got to be honest, he's never been here. He's been there in title fights. He's never been here. It's a little different. It's a little different. You know what I mean?
The criticism that this fight has faced since the rumor started and then since the announcement.
Tank Davis is focused on giving a great performance against Lamont Roach, instead of worrying about how the fight will end. Many expect him to get another knockout, but Davis is not too concerned about whether he finishes the fight early or wins by decision. His main goal is to put on an exciting show for the fans and make sure everyone watching enjoys the event. Davis knows that knockouts are exciting, but for him, the most important thing is showing his full set of boxing skills. People often talk about his punching power, but he believes his overall boxing ability is underrated. He points out that his footwork, hand speed, and precision are just as important as his knockout power. Davis understands that landing accurate punches is what truly makes him dangerous, not just his strength.
Talking about, Tank saying that he wants to retire, get himself mentally right. I mean, what went through your mind when you heard that? Because, some people can say, oh, if you win, it's an excuse. He wasn't right in the head or whatever. And at the end of the day, I mean, they might try to discredit you. Is that a concern for you, or is just, just
Hell
business?
nah.
You're going to show it off anyway?
Hell nah, it ain't no concern for me. Shit, I'm doing what I got to do. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're preparing for the best Tank
You have to.
that there is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to. So, and if we don't, then we'll be doing ourselves. I'll be doing myself a disservice. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. I don't care what anybody else say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's me and him in the ring. It's me and him competing against each other. So, whether you know what I'm saying, if I'm the best man that night, I'm gonna be the best man that night. Or no excuses, nothing else. So, yeah, for sure. And then as far as him making those remarks, he might really do feel that way though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people look at boxers and forget that we real people, like regular.
Davis also knows that boxing is about making adjustments during the fight. For the 12 rounds, he is in the ring. His only focus is to be better than Roach in every part of the fight. He trusts his training, experience, and ability to adapt, which gives him confidence that he will win, no matter how the fight goes. Davis is determined to make a strong statement, whether the fight ends with a knockout or a dominant decision. He wants to remind everyone why he is considered one of the best fighters in the sport. Fans can expect an explosive and exciting fight as Davis steps into the ring with the goal of proving his greatness once again.
Especially the ones who don't know shit about boxing. It's okay. Like, other than that, it is what it is. Like, and that's 99% of them. Like, I'm okay with people giving their boxing opinion or whatever the case may be, but then it's just like, all right, he's this, he's that, he's gonna, whatever. Like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you show it in the ring, and that's the easiest way to shut them all out and shut them down is having you succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Lamont Roach speaks with confidence about his place in the boxing world. He makes it clear that stepping into big fights and facing top opponents is nothing new for him. While some might find the idea of fighting GervontaDavis intimidating, Roach says it feels natural to him. He believes he is exactly where he is meant to be. Roach reflects on his journey, pointing out that he has always competed against the best. From the time he became a national champion as a young fighter, he has consistently faced top-level competition. His experience covers multiple age groups, from his early days in amateur boxing to competing internationally. He mentions that, even as a teenager, he was already fighting grown men in the ring. Roach's time with Team USA and his achievements in international competitions helped build his confidence. He has proven himself on many stages and believes that turning pro was the next natural step. His signing with Golden Boy Promotions, right after the amateurs, shows his skill and potential. Unlike many fighters who have to build themselves up through smaller promotions, Roach was immediately recognized as a top talent. His words show that he believes this is his moment, not just for this fight, but for his entire career. Roach does not see this as a rare opportunity. He sees it as another step on the path he was always meant to take. He is not intimidated by the spotlight. Instead, he embraces it. Roach believes he has worked his whole life for this fight, and he is ready to prove he belongs among the best.
Intimidating. It ain't. I'm here. This where I'm supposed. Like I said, this where I'm supposed to be at. This is my time. This is my moment. Whatever it can be, and that's every time, not just now, but every time. So I'm used to it. Like I said, I've been at this since I was 9. I've always been amongst the best. Since I've been a national champion my first time, I've always been amongst the best. Always been a national champion. 11 and 12. We got age groups, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Open, men's division. When as a youngin', like 17, I was beating grown men, 17, washing them. I was on the USA team, international, medal international. I've been there. Professional, got signed to Golden Boy, straight out the professionals. No dissing to no local fighters or none of that, no local promoters, none of that. But I got signed to one of the best promotional companies as soon as I turned pro at 18.
Roach takes pride in his journey as a professional boxer. From the moment he turned pro at 18, Roach was quickly placed on some of boxing's biggest stages. Unlike many fighters who take years to break into big events, Roach believes this early exposure to high-level boxing has prepared him for this moment. With 20 years in the sport, Roach has built an impressive record with only 1 draw and 1 loss. He recognizes that losses are becoming more common in boxing today, as fighters are matched up with tougher opponents. In the past, many boxers focused on protecting their undefeated records. But today, with the rise of social media and public demand, top fighters are being pushed to take on bigger challenges. Instead of avoiding tough matchups to stay undefeated, Roach also notes that modern boxing is no longer just about fighting random opponents to gain experience. The sport has evolved, with fans and promoters demanding high-stakes matchups between the best fighters. As a result, boxers are forced to step up and prove themselves against elite competition earlier in their careers. For Roach, this environment is nothing new. He has always been willing to fight top talent, and he believes his journey has prepared him for this moment. Now, as he faces GervontaDavis, Roach sees it as just another test in his career, one that he is more than ready for.
Against Triple G, David Lemieux, Canelo, all that. I've been groomed to be right here.
And it's 20 years.
20 years.
20 years, and we got 1 draw and 1 loss on the record. It seems that it's becoming more and more common because I feel as though all these boxers are desperately trying to hold that 0.
Yeah.
But now the world, with social media and everything involved and people getting more involved in boxing day by day, it seems like they're forcing the fights that are saying, well, you're going to go up against this guy. It's not just fighting just some random boxer anymore. So now you have that 1 loss on your record. Did that bother you? Does it bother you when you think about it, thinking like, damn, I got 1?
It don't bother me now. It bothered me when it